But Denzel Ward's back in concussion protocol. He played in the final preseason game against the Chiefs, got banged up. And Jason, I'll let you start here. Why was Denzel Ward on the field against Kansas City?
What did I tell you? How did we disagree on this?
No, G and Bull disagree, right?
No, Jason and
I had no problem with him playing. You had a problem with him playing?
I didn't think he should have been out there. No,
Why?
I didn't have any problem with him playing.
Players play. I can't worry about it. Once if he gets hurt, he gets hurt.
Hell, there's a better chance he gets hurt in the regular season when the live bullets are flying.
But a guy, I do believe that you have to play football to get ready to play football.
Yeah.
But a guy like him who's had this long injury history right there, I don't know what benefit comes from playing him. So they've always with this regime, they've always taken the approach of we're going to keep our guys in bubble wrap during the preseason.
And it hasn't worked.
Well, I mean, right here's a perfect example. Like Nick Harris walks out as the starting center, one play he gets hurt, misses all of last year. Denzel Ward walks out, one play concussion, and I mean four concussions.
Grant too.
4 concussions is like we haven't really talked about this, guys, but
it's a big deal.
4 concussions.
It's getting
what's
close,
the difference
Jay.
in this and Tua Tagovailoa?
Not much.
Like.
Not
much.
It's. I'm thinking about this kid's long-term life after football,
And so will he.
this is problematic. And to do it in a preseason game,
But Jay, you got to play football. You
That's
have
it.
to play, and because he's part of a group, there's a lot of moving parts there. And we saw last year that a lot of those teeth on the gears were clashing last year. And now they're in a new system. That's the other reason that I think we have to see him. I don't think you can ever sit as a coach and say, we're not going to play him because I'm afraid he's going to get hurt. Because it's going to get
we
real.
have plenty of evidence he's going to get hurt.
I know that,
we
but
have
he can
plenty
get
of
hurt.
evidence.
So do you not play him in the regular
well,
season?
no.
I mean,
Play him when it matters, and if he gets hurt, so be it.
I
To
just
play
think
him when
it's a
it
new
doesn't
system.
matter.
It's a new coaching staff.
And
There's
that's what July
there's
and
new
August
players
was for.
there.
I thought you
It's
said
like-
preseason doesn't matter, Bull. I thought you said you can't learn
no,
anything from preseason.
No, performance doesn't.
don't-
But he's fitting into a group. There's a total difference there, Mike. It's not
Mike,
like
come on. I expect that nonsense from the fans.
I mean,
not
listen,
from-
you just spent all day yesterday saying my question was dumb for asking Aditi. How much difference does a defense look? And then you
Because
come out and
can't
say you have to
judge
play in the preseason.
how good they are based on how they play in the preseason. That
if they're
doesn't mean there isn't value to the team for guys playing to get ready.
I agree.
I'm saying you can't look at their statistics or a play, one particular play a guy makes, and make that meaningful. Which is obvious what I meant, and you're trolling right now. And
If
I
Patrick
appreciate
Mahomes
that.
had been playing, I'm all for Denzel Ward being in that game. But what the hell is Denzel Ward going to gain from playing against?
I don't
Michelle
even care who was. I don't
and
care
playing
who was
guys?
on the other
playing
line.
because they got to get used to playing together. The first team defense has barely played.
That's what July and August is for.
I'm gonna
Miles
give
Garrett didn't play though.
For a guy with the type of injury history that Denzel Ward has, you know he's going to
Then
get
why
hurt.
did nobody
He's
say last
going to
week
get
he
hurt.
shouldn't play? None of you guys said he shouldn't play
let
last
me
week.
let me give you
I
this.
think you should.
Let me give you this. This is August 23rd, 2018, right? This is in Cleveland.com. Brady defensive coordinator Greg Williams attributes Denzel Ward's back spasms from the Eagles by the stupid way he tackles and hopes the injury
remember that.
is a wake-up call. I was glad to hear it wasn't serious, and maybe he'll listen to me and stop doing those stupid things the way he's trying to tackle the way I tell him to, and he won't get hurt. Williams snapped on the podium, and he talked about how Denzel Ward, he said, the goal, it depends on the size of the person. I'm also worried about it as much as the wrap-up part of it, Williams said. It's about getting the guy to the ground. A lot of times you do it to cut the guy down. He should have cut the guy at the time right there instead of a 290-pound man running over his face. Now, look, this is in 2018. We go back to his injury history. If your coach is telling you that you're gonna keep putting yourself in harm's way, it's a certain way when you got a slight frame, you got to tackle.
Sure.
Now, what tells me if you got 4 concussions, you play cornerback. You don't even touch the ball carrier. A lot of times you on the backside, they run off, you trot back. Why it tells me if you have 4 concussions and all these different things, your technique is bad and you're not tackling the way you should. Especially now, if you're that small and you try to put your face in tackles, that's going to get you every single time. So it looks like he hasn't learned anything.
I remember when Greg Williams said that, everybody was like, what did he just say?
Yeah.
It was shocking because you don't usually see a position coach calling out a player so publicly, especially a marquee player.
Yeah.
And I know it was early in his career, but everybody knew what Denzel was going to be.
Yeah. Well,
But
he's
I
been
agree with that. some concussions are unavoidable. He does play a collision position. I know you're saying that it's not, not every play.
It's not linebacker or D-line.
No,
right?
it's not. So it's not on every play, but it's still a high collision position, and it's going to happen. And one, I think the slight frame, he's giving up so much size to a lot of these guys that he's hitting that it's almost, look, it's like the immovable object and the unstoppable force. He's movable. He's small. He's getting hit by guys that are bigger than him.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Jay. I am extremely concerned as it's moving forward for his career.
Yeah,
I
no
wouldn't
doubt.
be surprised if sometime in the regular season, if he suffers another one, that we don't suddenly hear he's walking away.
Well, you never know what's inside someone's mind, how they feel about that. In the short term, he'd probably be back in time for week 1, I would think.
Well, yeah, he's in protocol.
It depends. Concussion. I mean, you
never know with a
Justin
It's
Morneau
12
missed
days
months.
away.
I think you just don't know. It's a case-by-case basis, which, again, to go back to the original question or the original point of why I don't think he should have been out there, I do think Deshaun should have played and the offense should have played because of all the time that he missed and everything else.
Right.
I said that before. I was fine with Deshaun playing in the preseason. Denzel Ward, with his injury history, I don't know what good comes
So
of him
you put
being
him
out there.
in the category with
See you week 1.
Chubb and with Garrett. We know what you are.
We'll see you when it matters.
Let's
And
minimize
if you
the
get hurt
snaps.
if you get hurt when it matters, then you
Yeah.
have to live with it. But to get hurt in a game that doesn't matter, for a guy like that with as long of an injury history as he has, I just think that's foolish.
I think Jim Schwartz is worth trusting. If for whatever reason he felt Denzel Ward needed to play, maybe Denzel Ward felt he needed to play. And I don't think you could baby players. I think we've done that too much in baseball. We do it too much in football, and there's still a ton of injuries.
Yeah, and you're never
But
going
at
to watch
least
him out of the game.
at least have injuries when it matters. If
what's
you
the
get
difference?
hurt, what's the
What's the
difference?
difference? Ultimately,
well,
what's
if he
the
misses week 1, it's a pretty big difference. He got hurt in a game.
Yeah,
that
but if he
doesn't
would have gotten
matter.
hurt in week 1, then he'd miss week 2 and 3.
Okay, but at
So,
least it's a game that matters. At least it means something.
All
That's
right.
all.
Injuries are injuries. I mean, if it keeps you out of a regular season game, it keeps you out, regardless of where you picked it up. I understand what you're saying. He's a high-risk player, so you minimize the risk.
In the first year of a coach, there's times where you got a first-year coach and he comes in and maybe he don't think that you're up to speed. Maybe he need to see.
I still saw some miscommunications in the defensive backfield against Kansas City. There was a ball drop that was, I don't know what happened on the
was
play.
oh,
There was
yeah.
blown coverage. That's
Yeah.
a touchdown.
Yep.
And
I'm sure that player's going to be.
But that was also the guys that are getting cut today.
I
that were
know,
out there
but
when that happened.
the fact of the matter is, if that miscommunication happens in the regular season, that's 7.
Well, yeah, but if that communication happens with Grant Delpit out there and Denzel Ward out there, that's a little bit different than the dudes who were out there. So
Yeah.
hopefully we're past that.
Man,
Hopefully.
when I saw it, I had
I know.
PTSD from
I
it
know.
because I saw it too many times last year.
Yep.
And sometimes I get the feeling that listen, Denzel Ward has gotten that treatment before. I've been in programs where they're like, listen, that guy produces, that guy's a solid, we know what that guy's about. If you look at the guys who haven't been playing, Myles Garrett, we talk about all the time, he flipped his car, still has 16 sacks. He's like, okay, I get it. Nick Chubb is Nick Chubb. He squats for a living, just doing stuff to be in shape, right? He wants to play. They have to sit him down. Joe Bitonio up front. He's the anchor up front. They know what he is. They already got that. For Denzel Ward, we've put him in that group because he makes a bunch of money. We've seen flashes of him being
So
great.
you do have a problem.
I don't
with
have him in
playing
that
this.
group.
So
You don't have him in that group?
And Jim
No.
Schwartz playing him shows he didn't have him in
The
that
other
group.
three
That's
guys
fact.
are on a Hall of Fame track.
And so-
Denzel Ward's not.
And
No.
so he's trying to motivate you, be like, no, we need to see something from you, dog. Like, because here's the thing. MJ Emerson over there want to play. He want to play all the time. And it's almost like he's trying to snap him out of it. Like, yeah, you good, but we need to see it. And and here's the way, I know he told this to Newsom. Look, I'm going to play whoever is available over there. You think Greg Newsom is excited right now?
Sure.
He's pumped. He's jumping up and down because he's going to get to play the outside corner now. Now he's motivated. That you got to have competition at certain positions. Newsom will get a chance to play. Hey, Mitchell, hey, come on in. Whoever's going to play in that little nickel place. Jim Schwartz saw that tape last year, and he did not like the way it was going in that secondary. And they had a bunch of rhetoric, and people was missing assignments. And he was like, nah, we're going to make y'all work for it this year.
Prove it.
Prove
Yeah,
it.
prove it.
Prove me you that dude.
All right.